Hello, Internet! Welcome to the Ordeals of Livistio, featuring the facilitators. How's it going, everyone?
Pretty good.
Going good.
Exciting.
Wait, what was that?
I said exciting.
Oh, I heard upsetting. I was like, oh, you're about to dish out some drama suddenly, Rube. Guys, it's apparently St. Patrick's Day, which I, a half Irishman, entirely forgot because I had a lot of children over this weekend. There were 8 of them. 8 children here. I was the springtime Santa Claus, and they attacked me consistently. I could not leave my room without a 2 to 3-year-old charging headlong into my knee because they know that's where I'm weakest. How was everyone else's week?
The children can sense weakness.
They sure can.
Fear. Show them nothing.
They are brutal. They're getting to the age where, like, the older kids don't like adults anymore. And the youngest kids constantly want our attention. So, like, the older kids get mad at the youngest kids. It's just like this weird jungle gym of diplomacy, I suppose. Just with children. Just balance out their emotions. Jeff, what did you do this week?
To find the toughest one and be the... What?
Just beat up kids. What did you do this week, Jeff?
I worked. Cause yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been working on many stuff, many things, and I've been waiting for the facilitators to bring new adventures.
Well, the facilitators are here, except for one of us who's next on my introductionary list of Henrietta. Henrietta moved and their internet did not come in. So, Yonsei, unfortunately, will be having food poisoning somewhere, somewhen. And hopefully we'll hear from them sometime during this session, or maybe a little bit after. Next up is Rube, who looks to be eating, so let's jump straight to him. Rube, how was your week?
I had a great week. I tried one of those escape rooms last night with a friend.
Those are fun.
It was a strange blast.
Did you escape or did you die?
We did escape. We had 5 minutes left and we got out.
Very nice. What was the key theme of your escape room?
It was called The Factory, and we had to like go through shipping manifest and like unlock the computers to find the secret inventor's amazing invention. Which
was like a doorway out, or
like a doorway that led to the vault.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds cool.
Had a good time.
Red, I know it's spring break. Oh,
it's the last day of spring break.
Well, hopefully you got some sick R&R before you restart your schooling? Question mark?
Well, yeah, I'm not just gonna decide at this point. I'm gonna give up on this college right now.
You could, though. Always know there's a way out.
It would be very irresponsible, but I guess I could do that.
You could do that, Red. I don't recommend it, but you could do it. Diggy, what'd you do this week?
Decayed, rotted, got older. My skin got slightly more frail. The usual.
Okay. Oh.
I am also on spring break and I've been having loads of fun.
That's good. We got the Red Solo Cup, as well as, of course, Greg, who's been a busy beaver this week.
I have, yeah. I don't really have a lot to report. I've been working. It's tax season. I work 6.5 days a week, and when I'm not working, I've currently been working on my D&D like preparation. So I've been just sitting at a desk, staring at a screen, basically all week.
Yeah. I wish I could say any differently, but I can't. So let's just jump straight in after getting a recap. Who hasn't done the recap yet?
I did it last
Ah.
week.
So,
I don't think
Diggy,
Diggy's done
Rube,
it.
and Jeff?
Yeah, I'm down for it. Let me find my notes.
Okay. Just so everyone
My
knows
notes are
not to
horrible from last
jump
week.
on at once. I'm so sorry for interrupting you. I'm bribing you, though. I'm bribing you with experience. We're an XP system
You
game.
You are.
So-
And so that is why I will definitely do it. No one else is allowed. We opened last session on our lovely, noble, and good, as always, Eleva. Just talking to some folks, helping them pay their bills, and in return, getting a slight spy network setting up. And then we gathered everyone up. Because we had a certain countess. We had the Red Blade Countess. Count Malo? Malo. Not Malloy, Malo. And we were wondering, how can we get them to our lovely ball? Because we need them at the ball. They are someone we need to talk to. They are someone who's need to be potential allies. So we brainstormed. In the end, we decided to go our separate ways, with some of us, particularly Eleva, the best one of us, going out to find some information to entice her into joining. And the rest of you sort of split off and went to piece together potential, what the fuck happened with her entire family on that boating trip. Snafu and Dyson went to check out the religious symbol and also any historical accounts. They went and checked, I believe, with in my notes. Yeah. We had a lovely barbecue where we also found out there was a murder in some of our little southern towns. We found... Oh, I didn't write down her name. I wrote down giant enemy mage. We had another Yonsei join us. What was her name? I forgot. I didn't write it down.
I have it.
That would be Hannigan Flanagan.
We had Hannigan Flanagan, another person, another wizard, trying to steal this glorious spot of our great friend Snefro. And finally, we closed out the session with a meeting. Allegedly, our lovely checks notes. My notes are very organized. Bryce Bronson had a meeting with the king and the prince, but the king couldn't go, so they said, "Hey, prince, do this in my stead and bring someone along." And so the king went up to Yonsei, said, "Hey, want to go along?" Yonsei said, "Maybe Eleva should go along." Then Yonsei bit into a nice hamburger and immediately came down with food poisoning. Eleva went with, and we had a very suspicious conversation, which was mostly, if I remember correctly, Bryce sort of trying to sense out and trying to feel out our good and noble prince for their opinions on various topics. And that's about it, as far as I remember.
I think that's a pretty accurate accounting of what happened. But did we miss anything from anyone?
Yonsei
We did miss
Argyle.
Yonsei sneaking into the king's chambers and definitely not committing anything that could be construed as a crime. There were no crimes committed.
No crimes
single one.
were in fact committed, including such
I mean,
crimes.
she failed anyway. She was,
like
going through the
Maelthrod.
king's notes, did not find what she was looking for, though. So, if she didn't succeed, was it really a crime?
If she never got caught, is it really a crime?
Argyle was there. He knows what happened. Surely. Greg, it looks like
There's
you're
also a
dying to say
side quest.
something.
Yeah, there's also a side quest in which a practical joke was played, attempting to frame one of our party members for murder.
I don't think
That
it's that
went probably less well than expected, as our newest companion is not amenable to the "oops, I might have poisoned a guy" gag. And despite the guard getting called, just ended up mopping up seawater at the end of it.
I feel like we're forgetting one more person here, and if no one remembers, I'm going to focus in on them for the beginning session.
Jeff did have a party.
Yeah. I
But it was
the party.
mentioned. It was mentioned.
It was mentioned.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mentioned the party.
Found out about someone being brutally killed in the lane.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
The bully.
Yes, a town bully was apparently not just eviscerated, but so obliterated in his existence that it made essentially national news. For after all, it's reached the ears of the champion of Glynis Marchette, who we will focus in on regardless, as they stumble through the streets of Livistio to come across in a, well, somewhat drunken stupor, a certain tailor shop, where you will find a tailor there, Felix Balzac, Passeroux, who tries to flag you down. So, champion!
Yes, that's me, champion. Yep.
Yes, come here, Sir Champion. I have great news.
You do.
Yes, I have figured out how
Oh,
to make the
plus one?
color magenta.
Nailed it.
You did.
Yes, it took a great sorcerer to
Welcome.
show up and cast a spell upon my dievat.
Oh, yeah,
Their
sure.
name was Anakin Flanagan.
Damn it, Greg. You get it.
Sure they did. Uh-huh.
Yes,
Well, can I see the product?
of course. Come inside.
Sure.
Felix, you step inside this great shop that smells so much like piss and head straight for... If nobody knows how to make dyes for cloth, go look it up. It's terrifying. It's horrifying. Everyone was covered in piss back in the day. But you, Felix, step inside this horrible workshop where you once visited for but a moment to submit the colors of your banner. What do you mean my stuff's not responding? OBS? Oh no. My internet crashing? Can you guys hear me?
No, we can
I can hear ya.
I can hear you.
What
I
the
can hear
hell?
you.
Huh. Well,
I thought that the person in the tailor shop
Soul
said that.
Crusher,
My OBS.
is the stream on? Let us know.
yeah,
Because
what?
otherwise, we'll just power through.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna
Just
ignore
to
the
see the
warning
legend,
then I'm getting from OBS. Felix, you step inside and you see the back coat of your banners. A big roll of cloth entirely dyed magenta. This is going to be the foundation of your flag, they tell you. That, or it's going to be the trim, because John forgot the exact order of the colors of your flag.
Well, it will be used one way or another.
It sure will. Would you like to try your hand
Well-
at it?
Does it involve what I think it involves, or?
No, I'm just asking if you want to touch it.
Yes. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you touch it. Somewhat, you're coming off the high of a 3-day party at a lumber mill inside of town, which just did not end. You passed out at least 3, maybe even 6 times during the whole debacle that became. And as you stare upon the magenta colors, I want you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. boy,
Yes,
I don't
feel how
like when
soft this
stuff like that.
cloth is. It took me a great sorcerer to dye it. With these impossible colors.
Oh, I get it now. Shit.
Oh, for a brief moment, Felix, you feel dizzy. You feel nauseous. This color is not meant for the tiefling eye to stare at for long. But instead of comedically puking on this and invalidating a work week and a sorcerer's hard spell casting ability of casting prestidigitation and changing a color into something else, you keep your gut in. And you turn away. Oh.
I'll just give it back and... Yep, that's fabric.
It sure is.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for dropping by. Please report to His Highness that the work's almost done.
I will.
Yes. Hopefully nothing comical will happen to slow down production.
I need to leave the piss store.
To leave the piss. Lord. Look what you've wrought, John. You have created a piss store. This is canon in your world.
Welcome to the piss store, everybody. It's filled with occult magic and dye.
Yeah. I'll simply just walk away and try to get back to to the keep.
You know, we gotta ham it up for Henrietta, you know? Who's not here.
I just want to point out I was laughing too hard to take notes. My official note is, for this part of the session is Jeff is accosted by piss store owner.
Felix, you head back to the castle, or the keep, or the palace, or whatever the hell this thing is called. You go past the gate / knight at the gate, who looks at you, realizes you're completely drunk, silently judges you as they open the gate for you to pass.
Yep.
And you go to sleep it off.
I think I'll try to inform Glynis first, because he's so happy about the banner all the time. I want him to know that we have magenta. Weird fucking magenta, but we have it.
Excellent. I knew this day would come. The flag is nearly done.
But I'll slide in a few words like, yeah, maybe we should just check it with the others, just making sure, because, yeah, kind of felt... Yeah.
It is about 3 days, right, since we all set off. I hope your fact-finding mission was fruitful. Yes, perhaps we shall come together and disseminate the information we have learned.
Oh, you'll find I'll have a lot to discuss. A lot of things to say. But yes, once we are gathered.
Excellent. Let us seek out the others. I'm unsure where they are at the moment.
Eventually, I suppose, I can fast forward us a little bit. To
Also,
you...
I seem to be missing a pair of trousers. You wouldn't happen to know where they went, did you?
What?
Sorry, John.
It's
came
great.
To mind. I had to say it.
Another throwback. Party facilitators, you are all eventually gathered in a singular place of your choosing in this keep. Where would you guys like to have your newest meeting?
I mean, is there another spot? I think it's got to be the larder.
Back to the larder you go. The chef just quickly is like, should I just leave, or can I keep doing my job?
Oh, you're doing a wonderful job. We'll just use this closet over here.
He watches as the 5 of you walk into a closet filled with all sorts of random perishable goods.
Well, thank you all for gathering with me here in the lodge today. As we break this fine bread together, I thought we might go over what we've learned about the Red Blade and her dealings, both her family's death and perhaps getting her to arrive at the party to discuss with. I think we should start with. Oh, my cousin seems to be indisposed. Well, I guess we won't start with the talk of Bryce Bronson. Perhaps she is still following him very discreetly around the castle. Jeff, when you came, or not Jeff, I don't know who that is. Felix, when you came to see me, you said you had many things to discuss. I guess perhaps I shall open the floor to you.
Indeed, and well, I feel that I bring nothing new about the Red Blade, but I do have heard a few things. There might have been a murder that we could try to investigate about in Bronson's territory. It appears that the how can I say this? The local bully, for lack of better words, have been gruesomely murdered. The locals are suggesting that it might be a beast that has taken his life. It's pretty... not pretty.
A gruesome murder by a beast in the middle of a town. This does sound like something that perhaps we could spend our time investigating. Are we certain it is noteworthy enough to investigate? Is this not just a townsman taking out their wrath on the local bully, as you say?
Well, it might have been, but the people I asked were very, very descriptive about how... Well, I'm sorry for saying such things as we are eating, but his body was torn off, and let's say it was a very gory hand for a gentleman. That's why they suggested the beast. Maybe a bear, maybe something else, maybe something monstrous.
Well, if there is a monster stalking the territory so close to the capital, it seems worthy a quest to find it. What say the rest of you? Are we interested in solving the murder most foul in the province of Alien?
It's
I
close
think that
enough to
Ella-
I know the names of my own country cities.
Yeah, Eliva's sitting there with like her arms full of like needles and red twine and like post-it notes. She was all pumped and excited about solving this Red Blade mystery. But as you're bringing up this new one, she's like, "Well, I suppose if we have the spare time, it is better than sitting around." I'm not sad.
I
mean,
I look at your Pepe Sylvia wall behind you in the larder, and I'm just like, my intention is to do 2 things at once. If you have more to report on the Countess, I am happy to hear it. I'm sure our attention can be split this way, but if we need to focus more on one, then I will. Be happy to put aside the monstrous deaths in our country.
It's probably still worth looking into what is preying on our populace. But I'm not taking this board down until we solve this happening.
Oh, indeed. Actually, would you mind telling me what's going on here? I see just a spider web of yarn.
Now, I don't know what it means yet, but it means something. The point of the spiderweb yarn is to figure out what it means. If I stare at it for long enough, things will start to piece together. but I haven't stared at it yet.
I see. Shall we stare at it together? Glynis just stares at your board.
It's gonna be a long night, I see.
Zephyr just
Beyonce's
passed
not here.
out.
We gotta do it for her.
I'm gonna get some ale, guys.
Zephyr, Dysum, you're learned scholars. Did you find anything in the reports that, any discrepancies, anything to follow up on?
The reports were quite clear, though I would like to spend more time on the subject. Nothing in the reports seemed to run afoul of untoward causes of death. Just a tragic boating accident. Now, it's curious that so many members of the house were on the boat at the same time. I must apologize, my prince. I spent more time researching something not quite on task.
Oh, well, I only ask that you add it to your personal research. I am sure that what you spend your time on to gather your own information or your own power is well worth your time and ours. I thank you for taking on this secondary task as well.
When me and Dyson went to go investigate, we ran into Mr. Varsh and sought his assistance in identifying that holy symbol we found among the brigands in the woods.
Oh, indeed. Did you learn anything important?
I can't say if it's important or not. Just merely curious. After a whole day of studying and searching, we only came away with one name to a deity or a power of similarity, and that was Remered. But that was a long, long time ago.
Well,
So, I don't know
perhaps
how
we should
important.
be keeping our ears open for cults of powers long ago.
The text we found dated back to the Second Age of the Night. But I will keep doing my research.
Excellent. Well, I am fascinated to learn more about this symbol of those that would attack our country. Well, since we seem to have made little progress as of yet on the Countess, let us keep our eyes and ears open. But if you are interested, I think perhaps we can spend our time before the party taking a quick jaunt down to the Ailean province, city, county, place, and decide and figure out what's going on with the potential beasts preying upon our citizens. I did have a small item I wish to discuss. Elva, you had a chance to meet with Bryce Bronson with me. What did you make of his character and his words on the beach? I was slightly perturbed when he brought up the story of the nature of the Marchette dynasty's acquisition of the throne, as well as the seemingly veiled threat to my person, but I, of course, am overly suspicious as it is of him. You're a clearer head than I. What did you make of it?
I think he's a man who values personal power and a strong leader. On the other hand, I think if he idolized the warmonger, he would not bring up the story of, well, the origins of your dynasty. Or at the very least, his interpretation of views upon it would be different than he told us. Or perhaps he merely aimed to misdirect. I do think he knows more than he lets on, and that he is a very talented individual. He was prying into you, Melish.
I could feel it. It's uncomfortable. Well, I am concerned slightly, but I suppose we shall have to just keep an eye on him. If in your dealings, my companions, you come across Bryce and his ilk, I just ask that you pay attention. We don't need to go out of our way to make him suspicious of us, more so than I did at the river. But I would like to know what he's doing, what his intentions may truly be. Well, do you have any personal items on your agenda before we head out to? I'm just gonna call it Eileen.
We got magenta for the banner.
Oh yes! Great news was found by Felix. It seems our banner is well underway. The trim of magenta has been created, so we are in business, so to speak.
Let's be careful though. I do have to elaborate on the matter. I did felt some magic when I was presented the color. Something weird, just
A magical banner.
I think it's a trick more than anything, but something that brought, let's say, discomfort to my guts.
Perhaps, Sneferu, you are keen in the ways of magics. Maybe you'll have a chance to check on the banner sometime in the next few days. See if Felix's gut has anything more than a few too many pastries in it.
I'm hesitant to go into that shop for the smell, you see, Your Highness, but if that is your wish.
I am sure that we can find you what do they call those things? What do you call those things when they put herbs in the
A
little
snuff
necklace?
box?
Yeah, we'll find you a snuff box at the least. There's a
Sir, do you take your scent of piss with snuff box or not? Yeah. I'm so sorry. That joke was uncalled.
All right. I think we're done in the larder. I don't know. Does anyone like? We can move on from this scene.
Awkward.
I think because we did set it up in an incredibly public place, Elma just like places a tarp over the conspiracy board and just like tucks it into the back, like behind some like, you know, old like pickled boar's eyes that no one's going to eat for like 100 years.
Disgusting, but okay. You find this barrel of pickled boar's eyes and hide your weird schizo board. Your connections will one day be made. Party. You guys will set off to go to Alian, or however you wish to pronounce it. It's not like I care. It's just, you know, fantasynamegenerator.com is a great website and does not give you a pronunciation guide sometimes. Alright, fellas? Okay. John will take a note. Travel to... Ugh. Okay.
I do appreciate that you sent a like spy into the lands of the Countess to like spread a rumor and said nothing about it. Just it made it happen.
Well, it's not a secret if everyone knows about it.
Yeah.
I mean, she was told to
No,
bring
no,
the
it's good.
to yeah.
There was just no debriefing, which I enjoy.
Okay. you guys will make the day trip on down to Aleon, where Bryce Bronson's familial holding is. He is a baron. He is in charge of the township and the working/ongoing industry of that area. He does have a few knights to call upon and manage the land in greater detail, but we don't need to go into that much minutia of how your government works or how land is distributed. Oh, excuse me. You all will take this day trip on the 27th of January, for those who are keeping track of the calendar days. As a quick reminder, the party is on the 2nd of February, so you only have a few days to do this investigation before you are required to attend this party. Required, of course, being of, if you ditch it, there will be ramifications. Dad will be upset, being the biggest one. We don't want to upset Daddy, now do we, Glynis?
Jesus, Daddy.
Oh,
I was just having fun. Don't use the belt, Daddy.
Don't do it, Dad. Papa, please don't. Okay, that weird joke. You all will travel. Are you going on foot? Are you taking horses? Or are we contracting a carriage or such to take us here?
The prince doesn't travel outside of the castle very often. So I think Glynis actually is going to lean on his champion, who he assumes is worldly and knows these things because, you know, he's the man, right? He's my teacher. So I think Glynis asks Felix to kind of, you know, make the preparations to head to Eilean. As a player, Greg doesn't necessarily want to take a big carriage and like announce like the prince is coming to the lands of Lord Bryce Bronson to investigate. I kind of wish to be a little more discreet, but like if Felix is like, nah, we going in style, then we're going in style, I guess.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because I was actually thinking about the horses. I think it's easier for the investigation and yeah, it's more discreet also.
Yeah.
Counterpoint. Snefru doesn't know how to ride a horse, so I'll have to be in someone's lap.
Oh, I like it. Sneferu, you know you're welcome in my lap.
Oh, great
I ship
embarrassment.
it.
It's always Sniffle that can go on the prince's laps.
Oh. Jesus Christ.
How undignified.
The fact that we lost Henrietta for losing our minds. Stupid.
We're going through withdrawal syndromes.
Dysum, do you have a preference? Do you know how to ride a horse? As a fucking sea dragonborn?
It can't be that difficult to figure out.
He just goes in circles.
I'll figure it out.
You'll figure
I don't
it
need to
out.
sit in anyone's lap. I'll be perfectly okay on my own.
Okay.
I feel like
Holy.
Eilean's like this equidistant from the castle as like the place we did our beginning encounter, right? Like our introduction campaign.
Just
like,
about, yeah.
Like, what did we do when we went there? Did we walk?
We walked.
Should
Yeah.
we just walk? I don't know. No. Felix said horses. We're horsing.
Yeah, let's go
Hell yeah.
horses, because that will let me introduce a new character to you guys as well. The most vital of some, well, to some people, the most vital person in the entire castle. His name is Brugo Charles. He is, quite honestly, the stupidest, most well-meaning, happiest guy in the entire castle, who is well and below, like, the average ability of quite literally everyone. He's not very good at his job, in general, for he is the master of the horse and essentially has to ensure every carriage owner in the entire country is doing okay. As well as to ensure that the horses of your country are being taken care of, meaning he has to sometimes go out on business, to inspect stables, inspect ranches, talk with landowners, and by all accounts, he is quite literally entirely inept. He has no idea what he's doing. He's from a super commoner background, barely a squire. However, he is a 52-year-old man who everyone in the castle loves and has been purely positioned here solely out of nepotism. Your father, the king, refuses to fire this man because he likes him, and that's about it. He also really likes horses. So Felix, you're gonna go up to this man who really likes horses and say you need some horses for the prince.
Yes.
Brugo is about 6.5 feet tall. He is not very strong despite his height. He indeed looks more fat than he is tall, which is a horrifying thing once you picture that in your head. But here he is and asks you, how many?
Oh, good question. Well, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, but minus 1. Yeah, I think that will be 4 horses.
4 horses, understood. And he will go and start naming horses each by name and then snap his fingers. Are you sure you don't need 4 horses and a pony? You have a court wizard with you.
Oh,
Do it.
please, if you have a pony, please do.
Of
I wasn't
course.
aware of the pony situation.
Yes, we have one pony named Criselda, who is by far, yes, the most lovable, enjoyable pony to see. I will have them all saddled for... Are you leaving today, or when do you need them?
Oh, yes, we are leaving today.
In an hour, or this morning, or when? Tonight?
Well, we'll leave as soon as they are ready. I'll make sure everybody can...
I better hurry up
Confirm,
then, he states, and quickly goes about his new duty for you.
Don't bother yourself too much, but, you know, it's for someone important.
Yes, sir, Mr. Champion, sir. I'll be happy to do that for you. Lickety split.
I love this man.
You know what? I wasn't implying myself, but I am glad that he thought I was implying myself.
He will quickly put together 5 saddles for 4 horses and a single pony named Criselda. When you all arrive 20 minutes later, he will show off the horses, naming them again. I will let everyone name the horses but Criselda the pony.
Oh, okay. Hold on. You've just asked me to name an NPC, and so
Yes.
I am...
Your horse.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the issue. Like, last night, I stayed up and just sort of disassociated while 2 of my friends ranted for like 2 hours about the Fallout Equestria books.
The hell?
Oh, you haven't heard?
Please don't. Don't do this to me.
Please don't.
I will not. I will not do that. But I will be naming my horse Blackjack.
Okay. We got Blackjack the horse. Please write that down somewhere.
Yep.
I thought for a quick second. I think I have the best horse name possible for my horse. Which is also Dysum.
By sheer coincidence, Mr. Dysum, so too is this horse named Dysum.
It's meant to be.
I named it this morning.
Just for you, good sir. You're part of the prince's court. I mean, cabal. I mean, friends. You're his friend.
Thank you. Means a lot to me.
Is the pony Griselda or Chriselda?
Chriselda.
Griselda.
Griselda.
Speaking of this pony, he will daintily hand you the reins, Snefru, and says, well, she is especially trained just for you, Mr. Snefru.
Oh, well, thank you. And he'll give the pony a sugar cube or something. I don't know.
Oh, we lost someone in our cameras. What happened? Tinky, we need to send you a new SSD card or something. Hello?
Yeah, what it is. It has, on occasion, crashed immediately upon booting up.
That's crazy. Do you know how crazy that is? I hope you have a warranty on it or something.
That's how we're gonna name the horse.
What? Felix?
SSD.
SSD card?
SSD card. But wait, I'll write it down.
Okay. Tell me how that's pronounced once you spell it. It says SD card.
I need some approval for potential names. First potential name for the horse the prince rides, the Passing Wind.
Yes.
Second potential name for the horse the prince rides, Forest Jump.
Oh, that's a good name.
Third potential name for the prince's horse, Al Capone.
Greg.
That's the best one. Al Capone.
Al Capone's
Capone.
great.
Yeah,
All right.
Al Capone's fantastic.
Glynis rides the
That'll be it.
majestic steed, Al Capone.
Okay. Now that we have our names for our horses, our mighty steeds are, it's the medieval times. There's a lot to say about a person who owns a horse, or 5 to 10 of them. But not only is it important as like a symbol of status, it's also important for us to know their personalities. I want everyone to roll me a 1d1000.
Oh boy.
Now this, I'll keep track of their names, but I'm not going to keep track of their actual traits here. Let us see.
Oh, a 1,000.
Wait. Oh, it was 1,000 or 100?
1d1000, yes.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
No, you're good. I will keep track of them, actually. Can't get enough. SSD card is a 52. We got a 279 from Al Capone. Griselda.
I need a quick reminder. How do you do custom rolls without pressing the buttons?
Slash
Is it
roll.
slash? Okay, it's slash.
And then you type
Slash
in
roll.
the thing. Oh my god, I got a 90.
Oh boy.
And a
Okay, there we
450. Alrighty, in no particular order, we have first up is that a 52 or a 32? I'm so sorry. I'm blind.
52.
A 52. SSD card is an aspiring horse. I will let you
Of course.
decide what that means. Does this horse aspire to be a stallion? Who knows?
It's actually like a donkey. It just really wants to be a horse.
He's just like walking very, very gracefully. Just
Yes.
and of course I'm riding it in the exact same manner. Just
Perfect. Griselda is capricious, which makes perfect sense.
That does make perfect sense, actually.
Given to sudden and unaccountable changes of mood or behavior. You have a bipolar pony. Next up is 450 Dizem. Your horse is inefficient. They're gonna pace back a little bit more or get lost a little bit. And graze when they shouldn't be grazing. 597 is actually before 279. 597.
That's how numbers work. Yeah.
Yep. Blackjack is obese. This is the fattest horse you have ever seen. Which makes perfect sense if it's a My Little Pony reference. Moving on. And then finally is 279. Your horse, for in some way, shape, or form, is very ethical. Whatever that means for a horse. They are making decisions for themselves, and they are very considerate.
Al Capone is very ethical, huh?
Yeah.
Very.
Oh, yeah.
As far as you know.
Fun fact, you were 2 off from being evil. So, you know, maybe not the worst thing in the world to be ethical as well. Welcome to the Ordeals of Livistio, where we personalize our horses.
The only ethical member of our party.
Very
Al
true.
Capone.
Al Capone, the ethical horse. Oh, too much fun. You guys will ride on out of the keep, full tilt and or inefficiently, as you guys head to Ailey. And I think we're going to take our first break here. Oh, we'll be right back, everyone.
Beautiful horse.
is that?
They heard that. The Ordeals of Livistio. You know, I always have one player who says something with that word right. They just wait. They're like, oh, I'm going to say it before he hits the button. But I lied that time. I immediately clicked the button. Welcome back, everyone. Everyone, you are all heading down the road through Livistio. Many people are preparing for the festivities, for essentially there's a week left until it's time. Visitors are already filtering in across the great big stone bridge that connects the island of Livistio, your castle as well, to the mainland / rest of the continent / country. Going over this river, you all will see several people who are queuing up. Most of them are merchants and traders who are here solely to ply their wares, make a killing off festivities, and then head on out immediately back to their homes. Other people are foreign traders, which are rare, we'll say, because normally these foreign traders only go on road, which your country doesn't have the greatest roads nor, road infrastructure. So it's kind of a hassle. It's easier for merchants of your people to head downriver to Bolia and then buy there and then we march back or paddle boat back.
Paddle boat.
Who doesn't like paddling their boats? Barging, you could say.
Lord.
Excuse me. But you see all sorts of people heading across the bridge, heading past you. You guys are trying to be discreet, yeah. You're not, like, holding the banner of... Well, I mean, they wouldn't even recognize your banner, even if you did have it. But...
The banner's not finished yet. My intention is to not make a huge scene on the way to the lands of Bryce Bronson. But, like, I'm not being sneaky, right?
Mm-hmm.
And no one in the party told me to, I don't think. So, like, if I'm, like, the prince, I think, is probably not immediately recognizable by face, but if someone were to, I'm not, like, hiding that.
Yeah.
Then
Then,
hiding, just...
I would like to know everyone's passive perceptions real quick.
Sure.
Yep.
Specifically, if it is above a 15.
Oh,
That's a
boy.
14.
Mine's 12.
12.
14, actually. Better than I thought.
Better than you thought. You all pass by this crowd of maybe 300, 400 or so people who are queuing up to go over the bridge on the other side. So you're like on land right now, or crossing from the bridge over land. There is a weight limit to this bridge. It's not like a low weight limit, but having 300 people, their carts, their cows, their yaks if they're being pulled by yak or ox or horses. There's just, a security measure taking place in front of you. And as you pass by all sorts of elven faces, or not just elven, but people, half-elves, regular elves, I suppose, as well, humans, mostly humans, you do see some dwarves and some gnomes in the mix, but no hobbits, no halflings. We're not playing Lord of the Rings. We don't call them hobbits here. Ugh. They're hobbits, let's be real, though. Let's be real with the guys, come on. They're hobbits. And only a few tiefling are all in this crowd of people. None of them seem to recognize you either, Glynis, even though I don't know if your face is revealed or out in the open right now. But 5 travelers, one of which is the notorious Felix Balzac Passeroux, your champion, after all. He's clearly identifiable. If someone
It's the
does
eyes.
recognize you, they call way
It's
after
the
fact.
eyes. That's what it is. Yes.
Yeah.
It's always the eyes.
It's always the eyes. They're so beautiful.
Ooh.
They invite mystique to it.
Absolutely not the footlongs horns on the head. Just
Yes.
go.
You all will head on down the road. It is the early morning when you guys set out. The snow is sort of in this frozen mixture right now, where it was like somewhat melting the day before, but we're like right above freezing temperature for those of you who are out and about. I know some of you are Celsius, and I'm pretty sure that's 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit. We're like right above that temperature right now as the dawn crests the horizon. Excuse me. One thing you will notice in the back of the pack, in the early morning queue, there is a certain coach of Bryce Bronson himself, the Baron, heading from his home, heading to work, essentially, in this morning commute, and there's just a lot of festival traffic. Do you all pass by or try to avoid that carriage, as you know who's inside?
Maybe it
I
could be-
I think it would be really weird if a group of people like got off the road into like the
Yeah.
farmland or something to try to avoid the like carriage going the opposite way from them, right? Like once you're on that road, I think you're just
No.
traveling down it.
We quickly try to go by.
I don't
Like,
think yeah,
don't
like,
look at
I
us.
don't,
Don't look at
Don't
us.
make eye contact.
we're gonna make them say hi. We're
Yeah.
playing hard to get on the road.
You're playing hard to get on the road. 273 Kelvin, yes.
That is incorrect. I think it's 273 point. Oh God, what's the decimal number?
Jesus.
15.
I memorized 273, but I guess it's been a minute since I was in college.
I believe it's 273.15.
Freezing point in Kelvin.
What? Okay,
You're correct.
A lot of math.
273.15.
Math and science.
there you guys go. We now know the Kelvin's temperature to freeze. I'm glad we figured this out.
Would you like to know the boiling point in Kevin?
Later, once
At
it's
100.
once we're in summer,
Yes.
okay? You all speed past the carriage of Bryce Bronson, the Baron of Alean, where you are all heading to. If he notices you, he doesn't get out and pursue on foot. Would be even more unhinged than getting off the road to avoid his gaze. You all head on down. It is a, I want to say 3 or 4 hour brisk pace of getting there. Just out from castle to city, out over bridge, and then onto the open road, which is where you'll really pick up steam. But you will get there around lunchtime. And you are... God, how would I describe this town? It's more like a long strip of buildings that sort of all gather in the central point of it and then sort of spread out. And at the very end of this road, there is a manor house that has been built up over the years on top of a nice-looking hill. A gentle, idyllic hill, one could say. There's a great big tree out in front as well, which seems to shine in the summer light, or the winter light, excuse me. I said summer earlier and I forgot my own seasons. This settlement has roughly 1,200 people in it, which doesn't sound like a lot by modern standards, but most people in this time would live in little groups of 50 to 150 people and just surround themselves in as much arable farmland as possible, and usually are connected by little roads, these hamlets that people live in. So, it is kind of sizable. Noticeably, it's unwalled. There are quite a few more windmills out here, too, showing that chances are they grind or mill the wheat of not just their community, which they are quite a large farming community, but other neighboring peoples as well. It's a wealthy-ish town in terms of, like, low peasantry standards, but also entirely undefended. There's no border perimeter wall. There's not even a palisade guarding it. It's quite literally one road has side of farmland, the other one houses, buildings, stores, a tiny little inn for travelers if they need it, but clearly not used often. This is Alian.
Alian looks like it borders a small forest, perhaps, on the map. Is this close to town, or is this just, like, maps are weird and
Maps are a little
they're
funky.
not really... Yeah, okay.
Yeah. This is like the idealized version of a cartographer's dream of what Livistio is.
Sure. I was just asking. I didn't know if there was, like, farmland and then, like, the big spooky trees, or if we're, like, not that close to it, is all I was asking.
No, it's a little
Okay.
ways away.
Well, now that we've arrived in town, my first instinct is to ask like local authority what about the incident that occurred, and try to get their stake on it. Does anyone have any other paths or ideas that you'd like to take first, or do you want to go down that path?
I would make a point, Your Highness. Maybe have your champion lead this investigation.
I would be happy to step aside and allow Felix to take the lead.
If you feel more comfortable with me leading it, it'll be a pleasure.
I will give you a reason for that. I worry about your safety out here.
I see. Well,
And go ahead.
we are potentially hunting a beast. I appreciate your concerns, Neferu. Felix, my thought is to ask local authority about the details of the incident. It seems that is the path the rest of us would like to go.
Of course.
I ask that you lead away.
Then gather round. We shall be asking the authorities.
Yeah.
And, I'll try to lead the team to. There may be. I'm not sure what would be the. Maybe a barrack or something. Not sure what would
So there
stand.
would be essentially a sheriff.
Yeah.
We in America land think Wild West when we say sheriff, but in actuality it comes from ye medieval times of England, where there is a government representative who has been sort of officed into existence, where he has police powers that border military, but he's not really allowed to lead troops into battle. He's essentially just a sergeant, I suppose, in a more military sense, just for civilian security. Give me 1 second. I suppose bailiff would also be a synonym for what he does, where he works or can be called upon by a magistrate to go evict someone if someone needs to be evicted, or throw someone in jail. if someone needs to be found, be like, hey, we need this guy, go find him, this is why you're paid. And he'll be like, oh yeah, sure, I'll go do that. I'm trying to think of any alternatives you might wish to go for. You could go speak with the magistrate himself. Most towns have a legal authority who can sort of negotiate for people before it becomes like a matter of law.
Okay.
So, it's loud.
It was pretty crazy good though.
Thank you. I suppose another person you could ask if you want to be really discreet is the graveyard keeper or the undertaker here in town. Chances are that guy would have buried the mangled remains of the town bully.
Hey, you know what? Actually, that's a pretty good idea, because he did see the body firsthand. So, yeah, he's definitely on the list of people I want to talk to. Well, what do you say, folks? Should we...
I think the gravedigger's a capital idea.
Yeah.
We can always try the subtle approach first, and if that works, reveal our hand a bit more. But we cannot hide our cards after we have already shown them.
Sounds good.
Wise words. Alright, well, to the graveyard!
Yeah!
Yeah.
With an excited hurrah, you lead the people to the graveyard, which can be found on the southern hill, somewhat close to a towering windmill that sort of creaks with the wind as it spins. Going up and up and up, you will find a horrifying, I suppose is the right word to describe, gargoyle, which looks to be a depiction of a demonic figure literally consuming a headless carcass. This is made out of a gray stone that is currently draped with snow, as if someone is too afraid to clear it off. I suppose it is kind of strange how much detail this is in, but it is not uncommon in this day and age to have creepy-ass statues guarding graveyards, because apparently ghosts are afraid of statues.
Well, what can you say? Grandpa always was an emptyless, a bottomless pit. Right?
I love that
Insatiable
premise.
monster from hell, yes.
Yeah.
You head on past this grotesque gargoyle and find a nice-looking house that is just sort of positioned here. There is no graveyard or a grave tender shack. This is an actual house that has been constructed for the man who is sitting outside in the cold afternoon, or noon, I suppose. He's got a great big hat on as though it will help with the wind. He's wearing like a weird poncho thing rather than a coat or a cloak. And he is sitting on a rocking chair going back and forth with the wind. He's got a great big pipe in his hand, but his face is somewhat obscured as you head up onto his door. And he greets you with a, "Who loves you, baby? What can I do for you?"
We heard there was a rather gruesome, well, I don't want to say murder, but killing here a couple days ago.
Oh. Who told you that?
No.
Sources?
It was Mark, the fishmonger at the barbecue.
Oh yeah, Marky. I remember that guy. About 5'4". Could fit in a lead box if you squished him down. Yeah. I know that guy. Great.
Yeah, we were looking for a certain Dimitri that might have perished.
Oh,
or something.
Dimitri, didn't you hear? The town bully got eviscerated.
Yeah.
Some say obliterated.
Obliterated. Whoa.
Yeah, terminated.
Well, I mean, you are the specialist here, so have you
You're
already?
accusing me of being a killer?
Not at all.
No. I mean,
But-
you are using a lot of adjectives to describe how pitiful his remains were.
Just
so,
because I'm a graveyard keeper don't mean I don't know how to read.
Oh boy.
Do
Calling
you
me
know
illiterate.
how to read?
Someone's got to write the names on all the tombstones.
I think what my companions are meaning to say is not that you are a suspect in any way, merely that you have close proximity with death in various forms, and you've seen it with your eyes. We're asking you simply, what was the nature of this obliterated body? You describe it as if it is different than what you normally come across.
Absolutely critically struck. That man did not stand a single chance. Whatever was running amok.
I see. So you believe that he was slain by something other than human hands, perhaps?
Unless a man has big meaty claws attached to his wrists, no way did someone normal take him out. But
I
I've
see.
seen some men do some things that would make another man wince.
The claws are made of meat.
What else is in a claw,
Next, it's made of
son?
iron.
Keratin?
I think you are a worldly man, one well connected. You remember Marky the fishmonger.
How could I forget?
I have heard tell that the deceased is a a bully of a man, perhaps disliked amongst the fair folk here in Ilion.
Town bully.
Town bully, yes, indeed. Would there perhaps be any recent victims or enemies that the deceased has created? Any recent troubles that may have led to his untimely demise?
The biggest enemy of any bully is himself. But if you're asking who he targeted, well, there's only one person that I'd ask.
And
Which
who might
would
that
be
good sir?
Both of you talk at the same time. Oh, well, I never caught her name, but it's, the Baron's guest, that one lady who doesn't speak a lick of common.
Oh.
I see. Did the man insult her in some way?
Well, you know how bullies are. You pay 'em to bully out the criminal enterprises of a town. Real protagonist the bully life is. But sometimes you think with the wrong part of your body, and your hands get a little bit naughty. Soon enough, you're slapped in the face. She seemed in good mood about it, though, scoffing and laughing.
I see. I see. My good friends, have you any other questions for our man of the hour?
Yes.
When was the?
Oh,
Go ahead.
I was gonna ask what did this happen?
Seems like you two are birds of a feather of a sort, with the same kind of query. Happened, I want to say, about a day after she arrived, around the 19th, or 17th, or 16th, or 15th, or 14th, sometime last week.
And do you know around what time of the day it was committed?
Or the body was found.
I don't know when the crime was done, son, but I know when the body was found, for I was the one who found it. His body was dropped off, none other than right down the hill.
You say it was dropped off. In your professional opinion, good sir, was the body slain elsewhere and then moved to the bottom of your hill?
Well, I didn't see no signs of a struggle or signs of violence, but, you know, that feeling when a man gets put inside a lead box and then dumped out and all of his bits come falling out? That's kind of how it was.
I cannot say I'm familiar with such a feeling.
Well, one of us is the worldly man, as you said.
This is true.
I had a quick query. How much of the poor victim was left? More than I could carry?
I don't know your strength, my friend, but if I were to say, what, you're a 10 out of 20? How strong are you, Mr. Sneffer, whose name you didn't give?
Nice to meet you. Sneffer.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you as well.
13.
Oh, you are quite strong. I think you could carry the whole body on your own.
Not much left of the man then, huh?
That or it was incredibly condensed. Either way, his head remained, so we were able to ID him. Though the gruesome question does concern me, was the gore all that was left of him? Or was it someone else entirely?
As in there's more victims.
I have no idea. I'm just saying I didn't see no hands or chest tattoo, as Dimitri used to have.
Was the chest and hands intact or missing entirely?
Well, the chest was torn open, its ribs were broken, its skin and flesh flayed. Can't tell you where the tattoo went, but we did find a couple of organs which are contained within your chest cavity. A heart, some lungs, that weird little thing connecting your esophagus to your lungs. So assumedly his chest was in there.
I see. Thank you for your detailed description. I will think about it during lunch, I'm sure.
Your thoughts are your own, my friend.
Good sir, do you have common animal attacks in the city? Have you seen other people disfigured in a similar way during the course of your work?
Well, we do have the wild dog problem, but what town doesn't? When the snows come and the cats start meowing, here comes the barky dogs.
Are his injuries in
Thank you, Chris.
accordance with other dingo attacks?
No. What kind of dog would
see.
drop a man's body off in front of the graveyard?
Were his tattoos commonplace knowledge amongst the town? Would any old person know about this?
Well, he showed them off all summer long, I'd assume so. What kind of bully keeps his shirt on in the summer heat? Is my question to you.
We have a day that the body was delivered, right? Like, we know what day he found the body?
No.
He gave you a 4-day period, but it doesn't seem like he was paying attention.
What did these tattoos look like?
Oh, one was a serpent, one was a crow, and the other one was a... Oh, I'm trying to remember. It wasn't a giant's toe. Was it a giant's toe? It's always hard to tell
A hobgoblin's toe?
when a giant is being depicted by art, you know?
Come on. Glynis broods in the corner hearing this.
Certainly. Notoriously difficult to depict.
Yes.
But a humanoid's toe, then.
Indeed, yes. Assumedly it's a giant's toe, because... Now, word above, I swear I have no idea. I'm no foot fetishist, but someone keeps telling me to make a potion of giant strength. To be strong, you need a foot of a giant. I don't know where this myth came from, but then again, I'm no artificer. Ugh. And my god, do I hope never to be an alchemist.
Well,
No. Write that down.
I only have a single other question. You say he was a man who was paid to root out undesirables. Does he have co-workers or friends or close associates in town?
Well,
Or
he
did
was
I
paid by
assume
the
he doesn't
Baron.
have them now.
You know how that do. You know what a bully is, don't you? We don't just keep him
I'm
around. 'cause
learning
he's
a
an
whole
asshole.
new definition of it today, actually.
Oh, yep, yep. I bet you didn't know that a protagonist is another word for assassin or hired thug.
I knew that not as well.
Well, now you know. Really puts a whole perspective into the analysis of what makes a protagonist, doesn't it?
You are a very well-read man.
If you say so. Though I don't look at this man's death as a tragedy, I look at it more like a comedy. Honestly, he was an asshole. We hired him to be an asshole, and he died without an asshole. So, it all worked out in the end, I suppose. won't
Truly
be
a
much
divine
missed.
tragedy.
Wow.
Good sir, I thank you for your participation in this inquiry. I believe I find myself satisfied. My companions, have you aught else to ask this man?
Yes, I never got your name, sir.
Oh, let's keep it that way, huh?
Mr. No Name. Understood.
One just very, very quick question. What's with that statue up front?
No, I don't know. It's been here for years, longer than I've been. Just kind of has existed. I suppose you could ask Bronson himself. His grandpappy or father was the one who commissioned it, assumedly. He owns this graveyard, after all.
We do live in a world of state property. In actuality, my family owns the entirety of the land that you walk and stand on.
Oh, wow, what'd you know?
So put that in your protagonist pipe and smoke it.
You have a lovely day, Your Highness.
You too.
As we're leaving the graveyard, can I take a closer look at that statue?
Yeah, you take a closer look at that statue, and under the snow, you read a plaque. This plaque is written in Elvish, which I assume you can read.
Yeah.
It essentially translates to, for us humans speaking Common right now, also known as American English. Now, God, I
Does
love
that make British
my
English the
Americanization.
uncommon language?
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't fucking know. What does common sound like? What does basic sound like in Star Wars? You know?
Under common is just common, except they refer to fries as chips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, it translates roughly to all are equal under the Reaper. Or something along those lines of all who step in here are equal in death.
And just to be entirely thorough, because this would be a bit too easy, does the statue of the man being eaten have any tattoos on him?
No. It is.
Pays to be thorough.
Yeah. Yes, I love tattooing my stone statues. The ink stays perfectly.
Well, companions, it seems that we have a couple of choices here. We may directly go to the manor and inquire about the nature of the man's employment and prospects from the manor house. Perhaps learn of the nature of his feud, we'll say, or perhaps that's the wrong word. Indiscretion with the lady, the elvish lady whose name escapes me at the moment, and I refuse to open my notes. Or we should ask around town, perhaps. Maybe the common folk of the city may give us a better perspective of our bully's nature and standing in the town.
I think it may pay to visit the manor. Bryce isn't here right now, and well, we may be able to hit two birds for the price of a single stone. Learning more about him as well as whatever's going on here.
I like that idea. Sephin Malrod. Interesting. Is that her name? I think I took that
Sephirin
notes
Malrot,
there.
yes.
Oh,
It is quite
okay.
an ugly name for an ancient elf of great lineage and, what do you call it? Empirical blood, apparently.
All right. I think that is a wonderful idea, Oliver. I hear no other ideas or complaints. Let us make our way to the manor.
Alright.
Felix, as you leave, I want to give you a special insight check as you leave the gravekeeping grounds. I call upon you, Felix. Oh, you're so insightful. What's it like being so insightful that you rolled a natural 14, which is half to 7?
What?
No. It gives you the numbers.
What?
I don't know. I've been doing this bit where I just do simple math in front of people and see what happens. It's an inside joke no one would expect. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
An inside joke with yourself?
I'm in a silly mood. I'm in a fey mood today. Felix, you, just for a moment, as everyone else, you in the back of the pack, looking at the, horses and your people mounting up, you turn back to look at the poncho man, who's just like standing up in the shadow of his awning out in front of his house, and just feel a sinister vibe that catches you off guard. The briefest flash of like yellow underneath this great big brim of a unnamed gravekeeper just locks on to your own eyes for a moment. Before this man walks into his house.
As an aside, we could try to investigate the scene of the crime, although I suspect anything may have been washed away by cycles of rain and snow.
It sounds to me like there is no scene of the crime at the moment, right? Like the body was dumped at the base of the hill. We have to kind of figure out where the crime took place, I think. Unless I'm
referring to
misunderstanding.
the base of the hill, see if we can find anything that may have been left uncovered.
Yeah,
But
sure.
there is a high potential we simply won't find anything. It is up to you, my
That's-
prince.
That's on our way to the manor. Why not?
Yeah, you guys head down this hill. Let's change the dramatic music a little bit. That can come back later.
That gravekeeper is not human.
Elf then? Orc?
I'm not
Looks
sure.
pretty human to me.
This
Yeah.
has a ticking clock in it. I don't like that. Let's go back to the winter woods.
Or
You
are
guys
referring
descend.
to... Oh, God.
You guys descend down this hill and will find the quote-unquote scene of the crime. It has been denoted by a little wooden marker that has been placed. There has been no flowers or anything left there, but a few stones have been positioned to create somewhat of a circle around where supposedly this man's remains were dumped off, or dumped onto. Obviously, the gore is gone, the crime having been taken place almost a week ago, if not a little bit more than a week. What would you like to inspect around this snowy ground?
Are there any? Sorry.
You first.
Are there any, like, this is not like a main road, right? This is like the bottom of the hill of a graveyard, right?
Uh-huh.
So are there any vehicular tracks? Like, is there like a cart or a wagon or something like that has dug its way into the, like, grass or dirt around this hill? Is there some kind of, like, I guess the snow might cover it up. Maybe I spend some time sweeping snow side to side around the rocks, like trying to find the, like if something had left a track around the stones.
You will find no such traffic, or if it is, it's been so weathered and gone that it'd be damn near impossible to even.
Okay.
It's not even worth the skill check, essentially.
Okay.
Are there trees around here?
Yeah, there's a light spattering of trees. Just enough for, like, someone to stand under mysteriously as a body is, like, being taken up to the graveyard, you know?
The only clue that would still remain would likely be marks on trees or broken branches, so Eleva will be going around and just checking the trees, see if there's anything unusual or marked on them.
Yeah, make an investigation check. Is anyone else doing anything during Eleva's search?
How, like, silly will you let me be with the concept of a monk?
Can we revisit that until someone else says they want to do something?
Sure.
Snafu dies on Felix.
I rolled a natural 13, which if you take the factors, it's 1 in 13.
I have a very slight idea of what might have happened. But it's still very with no proof concept.
I'd love to hear your theories.
Well, Felix was about to say something. I wouldn't want to interrupt him.
Well, I was just about to say that since Eleva is investigating the scene, I think I would like to look around. Maybe we could find some sense in the location in itself. Like maybe we can see a trail or direction from where someone could come discreetly, maybe not discreetly. Like where they could go after that. Is there a forest nearby? Is there maybe some place that could serve as a hideout? I think I'll be more focused on that.
Yeah. Snaffer had to step away to unblind himself from the light, it looked like.
Yep.
Snaffer,
Sorry about that.
Dysum has
Um,
a theory, but were you wanting to do anything while Eleva is searching and investigating?
Well, great minds think alike, and Elifa beat me into looking for traces and tracks and trails, and the prince's mighty insight led him to look for a path or a wagon. Snefru would probably focus and try to reach out with his arcane senses to see if he feels any black magic.
Okay. Yeah, if you want
that
to
a
give
thing he
me
can
an
do?
Arcana or an Insight check, I will take
And-
either for giving the world a vibe check of dark magics.
And if it is at all possible, as Snefru is also incredibly competent in investigations, I would like to give them bardic inspiration.
Yeah, how do you bardically inspire him in this moment? While you yourself are searching around looking for clues.
I think as I'm going through, searching through these various clues, I'm just humming and like softly singing a bit of a graveyard hymn.
Ooh, okay.
That's nice.
What is your dice? Is it a D8 or a D6 or?
It's a D6.
You want to throw in that D6? Maybe you'll roll a 5 and bump that to a 30, Sneffer.
Or a 6.
30 fucking.
A casual 31. Okay. Felix is searching. Elva is searching. Glennis is about to pull some monk bullshit. But Dysum, you have a theory. And I want to hear that theory before I give any more information out.
Very quickly. How bright will it be tonight?
Alright.
Like how big the moon will be, like a full moon?
Yeah.
or-
God damn it. I don't know my moon cycles. I'm gonna roll 1d30 and... well, 1d10 actually. Fuck it. It's gonna be... God, I'm trying to remember. When it's shrinking down to become a new moon, but it has been a full moon recently.
Waning gibbous.
Waning?
Yes.
What'd you say, Diggy?
Waning gibbous. If it was a full moon recently, it'd be waning gibbous. Gibbous.
I'll take your word for it.
You know, sometimes calendars have, like, the moon cycle on them, and this is not one of those calendars. So, yeah, it's gonna be a waning moon, but it has been a full moon recently.
So, full moon recently. Big, meaty claws on a body. This sounds like lycanthropy.
Like in what?
Werewolves. Creatures of the night. By day, they're human. By night, they're giant bestial creatures. Usually
This common
related to the
knowledge.
full moon.
In Livistio.
What, Felix?
That's a question for the DM. Are werewolves a common knowledge in Livistio, or is it more like
Everyone's heard of a werewolf.
okay?
I think Dysum specifically knows more about were seals, which are the sea variant of a werewolf. And I'm not even kidding.
Terrifying
There is
creatures.
the
That's
were-seal
amazing.
that dates all the way back to like the first edition of D&D, or close to.
It's like a
it.
sea lion. It's terrifying, okay? Sea lions are terrifying. They'll drag you under the ocean. You'll never see the surface again. Horrifying, horrifying creatures, okay? So
Now
by day, like,
imagine it
oh, I'm a
with the
nice
intelligence
fisherman.
of a
By
man.
night,
Yeah,
you're
those are haunting.
The manatee.
True. Well, lycanthropy may be the cause, but Snefru, as you open up your mind with a 31, you take in the environment, and you have a sudden flashback of your time in Brimland, in a tower in essentially the Defense Against the Dark Arts class you were forced to take. Specifically around demonic presences And you remember Hanny Flanagan, of course, in that same class because she has taunted you for so many years now. But one of the things that even chilled her bones was when your teacher summoned an imp to your room without telling anyone and was just like, all right, you gotta kill it. And the sudden invocation and appearance left such a deep residual scent in your own nostrils, filled with sulfur and brimstone and other sorts of toxic fumes, that you just get the tiniest of whiffs here. This has some fell magic to it. This is some infernal corruption in this land, Snefru. Just a tiny bit, but it reeks.
It's not me.
As to Eluva and yeah, it's just fucking Felix farting. As to I'm so sorry. As to Eluva, your search widens out, and although you don't find any extra remains, you will find animal sign, which I suppose isn't strange, but it does, like, head off into the brush, I guess, which is currently covered in snow, as well as the light trees. There are animals here, which I suppose does nothing for you because you can't speak with animals, nor can you tell exactly if there was, like, a carrion feeder, be it a bird or a fox or some sort of, like, coyote-like creature that showed up. But if this corpse was dropped in the middle of the night by the killer or by someone getting rid of the remains, there is a non-zero possibility that a creature came and scavenged off the remains. There may be more of the body out there in a nest or den or somewhere, but as it stands, you find nothing extra of note. As to Felix looking for houses, the closest ones are all the way on in Alien itself, which is only a quarter of a mile away from you right now. Of course, there is the Graveyard Man's house. That very cool and literate man who...
And very human.
Very human, yes. Goodness, you had some monk bullshit you were wishing to do.
I think that Glynis's monk bullshit can be shelved. I think Snefru did a good job of kind of doing what I was gonna BS.
I sense the key of this location.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I don't know about key, but there's definitely and no offense, Felix, there's definitely an infernal presence.
If you were to open your mind similarly, could you perhaps recognize the presence if we were to find its origin?
I couldn't match it to a specific person per se, but I could definitely attempt to sense the presence around someone. I believe.
Interesting.
Not very easy to do though. Not at my circle.
Well, I believe you have confirmed for us at the very least that there's more than a mere murder at play here. Fell magic and infernal demons in our lands is definitely something to be understood at the very least, if not rooted out entirely. Has this changed our direction? Do we wish to
I think it
alternate our
enforces.
path away from the manor?
I think it enforces our direction towards the manor.
Perfect. Then, Felix, good man, let us lead on to the manor.
To the manor, that is. Let's go.
You slap the
before
reins
going-
of SSD card as we
Yeah.
take a quick break as we get close to the top of the hour.
Got it.
Boys, we'll be right back. We are back, everyone, and we have a jump cut in front of the mansion. Guys, the Bronson Mansion is an old, ancient, weathered thing. It's been one of, well, not one of the first structures built up in Livistio, but close to it. After all, the Bronson family's been here as long as the Marchette family has. And you, all, now stand in front of it for the very first time? Question mark? I doubt anyone's ever been here before, but I'll let someone decide if they have. Dizem would be a curveball if he showed up to this place before.
I was gonna say it'd be really funny if Dizem's like, I've been here before. This is where I got bread on the way to the city.
He's like showed up. They also refused me. Kept going.
Yeah.
Simple life.
This is
Like,
where
how
I
do you
butchered
think
that
I
man
know
on the
there's
way
a
to the
werewolf?
Capitol.
Says Diamond.
Oh yeah, I brutally murdered this man while we're coming over here. He's really mean to me.
Yeah. You find you did. This is what happened. Your big
Saw the
meaty
murder.
claws killed a man. You all stand. Oh, that would really throw me a curveball or wrench in my plans, Red. If you just claim to become the killer all of a sudden, like I did it, then I killed the guy. He tried bullying me. You stand in front of this grand manor house. It is at least 3, maybe 4 floors tall, if you consider the attic a floor. It is several thousand square feet of space. It has plenty of windows, none of which are boarded up, but the glass is a bit opaque in a way, especially on the higher floors that probably don't get cleaned from the exterior often. The downstairs floor are quite translucent as you see into a unlit home for the most part. There is a chimney where there's smoke currently coming out, so someone is inside. There is a stopping place, a small little stable for horses to get out of the cold, which you will, I suppose, head towards, as you see suddenly doing a triple salchow from top of the roof all the way down to the floor, taking a great bow. It's Smiling Sam, manservant, man-space servant, elf of the Bronson family. He greets you all. Hello! Glynis Marchette, Crown Prince to the Kingdom of Livistio. I greet you with Smiling Sam, manservant.
Thank
That's
you,
an intro.
Smiling Sam. It is a pleasure to see you, as always. I believe we may have missed the master of the house on the road. I believe we passed him on the way through, but I have some questions about the goings-on in town here. Nothing super pressing, but I have heard a tale of a murder in the area, and I just was hoping that I could follow up. I am sure you are a wise and worldly man.
What?
I talked over you, I'm sorry.
You sure did, but it's your prerogative, your highness. It's rude of me. Let me go and slit my belly open in ritual seppuku, as it was back in the Imperial
Sudoku
days.
is not required this day.
No, I must insist. And he pulls out a dagger and crouches before you, squatting as he does so. Does somebody have a sword to chop off my head?
I have a mace.
That'll work.
Is
Come
this
on.
a,
I'll just look
If you
at Glynis.
insist.
hold on. Is this a practical joke? I think I've seen this one before, actually.
If a man wants to kill himself on his own time, that's prerogative.
Oh, you're right. It was a joke. As he quickly covers his belly and sheaths his dagger. Yes, just a joke.
Well, no offense. I do live with a Master Johann, who is a master of the practical joke. So, I am sure that it will do numbers when you show it to the locals here.
Yes, my
what I
final
was asking-
act.
Yes, I'm concerned about the authenticity of the act you were trying to commit just now. But we're going to move on from that. What I was asking you before you tried to kill yourself was if you or someone else may have known the local bully. We would like to inquire about his demise.
Yes, Dimitrois, or whatever his name was. I knew him quite closely. He sometimes got drunk and fell asleep in our stables. I would remove his shoes and put them by his head.
Oh, well, perfect. if you wouldn't mind, perhaps you would allow us to stable our horses. It has been a bit of a ride. Perhaps we could have a discussion about Demetrius inside over a cup of tea.
Ooh. We could go to the guest house, but I have been ordered not to entertain anyone inside the main home for the time being, because I have lost permission to go inside. I'm not allowed inside the main house anymore.
I understand completely. The guest house will do just fine.
Why are you not allowed to go inside the main house anymore?
I
thought you
was
were
juggling
praised quite
the
highly
porcelain.
for your loyalty. Well, that answers my question.
Yes.
That doesn't. So, like, just because you juggled porcelain, you're not allowed inside anymore?
I tripped, comically, I might add, down the steps during the juggling act, and unfortunately destroyed the Bronson family porcelain. Every single plate, cup, fork, knife. I don't know why they had a fork and knife made out of porcelain, but they did. Either way, it was all shattered and has been deducted from my pay, and retribution, I'm no longer allowed to clean and juggle at the same time, which is impossible to do inside that house. You have to juggle. Now please, stove your horses in my stable, and let us go speak inside. It is a good thing I'm resistant to cold, he says, as he messes with his uniform a little bit.
That is a nifty trick you have. Perhaps we shall have to learn from you the small, minor arcanas to keep yourself warm.
How
Oh,
far
I'm
away is
cold.
the guest house from the...
It is in the back of the house's, well, backyard, I suppose. I would say it's about 600, 700 feet from the main house. You can see that there used to be an expansive garden here that was just running all throughout the backyard. You can even see that there are several stones and markers to show where bushes once were. But it seems like all the plants have either died or have been barren for some time and were removed during this winter so that come spring new plants could be put down. Smiling Sam will tell you the tale if you ask him of what happened to the garden as he walks you to the guest house.
I think I sort of grab Snefru and sort of pull him like to the back of the group. And I'm just sort of you are more skilled in the arcane arts than I. What is the possibility that this man has been enchanted to act against his will? He seemed very eager to die.
Oh, I see what you mean. I would need more time studying him to ascertain any such enchantment.
It is... I have a strange feeling. I feel this wish that I wish Yonsei was here. For they would certainly be able to identify if this man was joking or not. You ought to tell no one that I told you this.
Of course. Discretion is my 7th name.
Felix, he says as he grasps you by the shoulder. Dizem, my good friends, if you would please take a look at this section of the garden. And it's just completely empty and barren. There used to be beautiful, award-winning rose bushes here. But when I tried out a new fertilizer, it all rotted away in not moments, but over the course of, I want to say, 24 hours. Where it just wilted, it got sick, and then it croaked. It was a real croak, like a frog croaking in a summer morning or night. It was the saddest of deaths. And here was another place where I tried the improved version of that same fertilizer, which I know not why I was still trying to make work. But there it was, And again, the plants died. And come over here. And he will keep showing where he apparently poisoned, in comedic fashion, several dozen plants. And this is the guest house, he says. He gets to the guest house.
I hope you didn't choose the fertilizer in the guest house.
No, I'm not allowed inside the guest house to use fertilizer. I am allowed inside to clean and to cook, but not to use the fertilizer.
It's
That's
very,
why.
very tragic that you lost this many plants.
Indeed.
Why was
Let
my
me go
horse
see if
required
the
for this?
lady is home. And he will step inside for a brief moment and say, Miss Malrot, we have guests of, the Baron. That's his name. The Baron Bryce. Knock, knock.
Full legal name.
This
I think it's-
delusional or delirious elf will, man space servant, I should add, will call out, and after a moment there will be a, almost proto-elven voice call out, which sounds vaguely like butchered Elvish, or maybe a weird dialect of Sylvan.
I just have a logistical question.
Yeah.
Like just out of character really quick. Like we met Bryce Bronson at the end of last session at the river in the castle with Lady Malrot, right?
Yeah.
And met her. So did they leave the castle, come back here, and then he left and went back to the castle, like
Yes.
within like the night and the day?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so like commuting to the castle is like common and a thing.
Yes, this is what he does every morning.
Okay, all right. I wasn't sure of the like distances and like.
Yeah.
Okay.
He takes a
alright.
carriage. He zooms through the countryside. It's slower
Yeah.
during the city, especially now during
Uh-huh.
the festivities. But for the most part, it's like a 2.5-hour commute.
Okay.
If
Because
people
I
are
wasn't
out
sure
of
if
the
this was like a weird thing that should be flipping like some red flags, or if this is just
No.
completely normal. That's all I wanted to figure out. Okay.
way. It is abnormal because he doesn't just live in a city house when he conducts all of his business in the city. But
But if
It's
this is
not-
what he's done like forever, then
Yeah.
like it wouldn't flick my Okay.
On the same general topic, does Smiling Sam ever meet Dyson
no.
and learn his name?
Yes. He
Okay.
introduced
On
you
a-
all to the court.
Yeah, he was there when
On
Kim.
a even more separate topic, did he grab me Dysum or horse Dysum and showed the flowers off that were dead?
Which would be funnier, you bringing the horse to the guest house instead of the
Well,
stable?
he grabbed Felix and he's like, the horse, Dysum, come look at my flowers.
The horse nods along with this.
He's an inefficient horse. He doesn't understand it's not his job.
True. Elvish speak comes through the house, and after a brief moment, Smiling Sam says, you are not here to visit the ladies. She is unprepared to receive visitors, but we may speak next to the fireplace in the meantime.
Very well.
Come on in. And he opens the door wide for you all to brush past him rather than him step outside to hold the door open properly. Come on, one at a time.
Okay.
I think I have met Sam a few times, right? He's in the castle all the time. This is
Yeah.
just a weird, eccentric elf guy.
He's so weird.
None of this behavior seems to bother Glynis. He just brushes past the elf like, yeah, this is normal. This guy's insane.
He's insane. He's gotta be insane.
Yeah.
Well, I'll follow you.
He did a full gymnastics move from the roof of a stable to greet us. I mean, come on.
True.
If Sam ever wants to commit seppuku, I'll be there for him.
Thanks for that loyalty. As Elva loses her mind at the eccentricity of this elf, we've never seen anything like it before. You all step inside a cramped parlor that is clearly meant for like one person or maybe like a small family unit to enjoy. Where Smiling Sam will materialize seemingly from nowhere a tray of tea and snacks, which he likely spent the extra minutes in advance, like, yelling at the current guest of this house while he was preparing for you guys as well. And says, please take a seat or stand awkwardly by the fireplace. Warm the soles of your shoes, which you should have taken off at the door. And how may I help?
I awkwardly unlace my shoes and put them over by the side of the door.
Please let me help you, Your Highness, he says as he does.
All right. Well, good Sir Sam. Or Jack. I'm sorry, you're not Smiling Sam. Smiling Jack.
No, I'm Sam. That's my name.
Shit. Smiling Sam.
Jack's the horse.
Yeah.
You indicated that you knew well the local bully. It has reached our ears in the capital of a gruesome murder that was above and beyond the violence normally found in the town, and it seemed worth a just minor inquiry. I did not want to make any official business out of it, and perhaps impugn the good graces of the lord and lady of the house. But our small inquiry led us here, as it seems that your house is the only ones that knew him well, according to the townsfolk. My question begins merely with what was this man like? Who was I believe he was disliked in town, but I've heard otherwise since then. Regale me, Sir Sam, with the tale of this bully and what you know of him.
Oh, Dimitri, I knew him as a boy. His mother abandoned him when he was but 3 years old for him being too loud. He was too much of an attention-seeking toddler, and she, new mother, could not handle it. Like how a cat gets rid of their litter by just straight-up abandoning them. So too did Demichois' mother. A truly tragic tale. I know not his father. You know how it goes, these humans unable to keep track of how many numbers they have, their tribal groups failing. But, well, good old Bronson threw him in an orphanage, as is the custom of this land, to have random volunteers take care of children, and unfortunately he slipped through a crack in the wall and learned too much of what he shouldn't have and was relegated to the town bully.
Interesting. He learned too much of what he shouldn't have.
Yes.
Did he get into some kind of legal trouble, or was this knowledge of a different nature that he learned?
I don't know. I didn't keep that well track of him.
Fair.
To me, he is but
see.
a mayfly who will soon die. But, well.
Well, I am intrigued by this story. Did he have any recent enemies made, or scuffles that his bully job required any particular?
There was a halfling family who tried to peddle their wares here. You know, as is custom for human society to have bullies. This person, Demichois, gave the man a shakedown, I believe the term is, made a hassle, and helped the peddlers out in a way. by giving them some good press when the sheriff showed up to knock some sense into him.
I'm confused. So the bully of the town assisted peddling hobbits, who then was beaten by the sheriff for assisting them?
Yes, exactly. It's a strange human custom, I suppose, where victims of bad things get preferential treatment from those of the community who, they're outsiders to. So, family of cute little halflings showed up at our door, in a way, the proverbial door that is our town. And they got bullied by our town bully. And when the sheriff came to punch him some sense into him, as per their act, these halflings were suddenly sprung upon, apologetically of like, oh, we're so sorry for our bully for bullying you. And then they bought out their stock or something at a...
I'm very confused, John. What are you trying to tell me?
He has no idea what he's talking about, Greg.
Okay.
He views all of human society as a strange performance. Smiling Sam is insane. He does not know what he is telling you right now.
While he is engaged in this clearly rapturous to him conversation, can I sneak away and leave this conversation?
Yeah, give me a stealth check. Your DC is 22 to go out unnoticed. Because Smiling Sam's a manservant who is very attentive to you.
Can I try to help by just catching the attention of Smiling Sam?
Yeah, if you want to impose disadvantage, we can make that DC 5 less.
No.
So instead of 22, it's 18.
I'll just try to
passive
talk him out,
perception
just push him to say more bullshit like this. Just, okay, I see.
Felix, you understand these
more
acts these humans do? Surely.
I am human.
Eleva, you head to the door trying to sneak out when fucking Smiling Sam's neck snaps to you. Like, did you need something, Eleva?
Oh, I just had to check on my shoes, make sure I didn't misplace them for when I'm leaving.
Oh yes, they are there, I assure you.
Yes, I can see my shoes now. Thank you very much, though.
Tell me if you need anything. I would be happy to get you anything or anyone you might need.
Anyone?
Any one thing you might need.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Elvish is my main language. I'm still practicing Common.
Common's not my main language either. I fully understand.
Are there any other servants in this household, or are you the only one?
How many servants does one man need?
I take it that means you are the only one?
No, I'm asking a legitimate question. How many servants does one man need?
Depends on who that one man is.
Well, the Baron has no more servants, so I guess I'm all the servant he needs. A manservant.
I suppose that must be true.
Smiling Sam's just one hell of a butler.
He does it all.
Oh, he is.
Is there any other mystery I can solve for you, Your Highness? Or Snefru?
I think I'm just like, Glynis is lost in the sauce. This story has confused him to no end. He's still trying to do the sheriff thing in his mind. I think I have no more questions. I'm gonzoed.
As Smiling Sam is talking to everyone, Snefru is standing by the fire. As he turns to engage Eleva, can I try to open my arcane senses again, now that I'm in the house?
Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
15.
Smiling Sam is definitely magical, right? You don't need to have wizard sense to tell you that. He's insane, obviously. But, you know, you watched him do a triple salchow off the roof of a 4-story house and just sort of brush it off as if it was no big deal. You can't tell if it's demonic in origin, but it's definitely magical. That's for certain.
Got it. And does he wear gloves as a man space servant?
Usually, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Do you want me to ask, like, look at his hands?
No. My weak attempt at guile was going to be to tip him a silver piece and see if anything happened eventually.
Like if he was
Like if he was afflicted.
like a werewolf.
Your
There
Highness,
is a
you
way
would-
you could try to
oh.
get the gloves off of him. But I can't act on this information because I don't know what you're thinking.
Your
Oh,
Highness,
God.
I'm sure your bully, and he gestures to Felix, could inform you about the performance he is paid to do. You know, acting like a tough guy when he's actually incredibly weak and could easily be slain by even the most simple of boars or animals. In fact, I think the most capable of you is none other than, and he points to the Dragonborn, this man. If anyone should be a champion, a true champion, it should be this guy, a holy champion of some weird thing, which gives him additional eyes and a tentacle mystique.
I am sure that my companions could inform me well of the nature of that job. I was hoping to learn more of the nature of the man.
Oh.
Setting aside the sheriff beating, which still has me confused. You know, Smiling Sam, I believe this has been a very productive use of our time. I thank you so much for your insight and wit. Please,
Could you
send
point me
my
towards the
regards to your trainer of practical jokes. I apologize for ruining the bit. I think I shall continue my investigation elsewhere. Thank you. And I rise to leave, just befuddled and confused and
Yeah.
annoyed.
He'll help you set out. He'll even put your shoes
Could you-
on for you. If you want.
Could you point me towards the chamber pot, Sam?
The chamber pot? Yes!
Yes.
We have an outhouse if you'd prefer more privacy.
You don't have a chamber pot room in this house?
Oh,
A
we
water
do.
closet.
I just wanted to ask. There's like 7 people in this house, so I know how loud some of you weirdos get, but that's fine. And he will point you to a small little water closet close to the stairs, I suppose.
Cool. I will head into the depths of the house and not go to the restroom and see if I can find the room that the lady is in now that I'm out of sight of Smiling Sam.
Okay. Yeah, give me another stealth check as you creep around the house. With everyone
Oh,
else sort of inadvertently giving you shielding.
Yeah. Come on. Please.
Just creeping around,
Please,
no big
dice.
deal.
22.
You're so stealthy! You could stay in this house all day and he wouldn't notice you. You think.
Hopefully. I'll just hide by the fertilizer. He's not allowed there.
True, he's not. Creeping
Oh, wait, I'll
away.
like hold a bag of fertilizer off. Back, you fool.
While Elva is searching this house stealthily, this little guest house, is there any other interactions with Smiling Sam we wish to do?
I think
Am I
as
allowed
few
to,
interactions with Smiling Sam that we can do is preferable.
Well, we do have to keep him busy.
Yeah.
I had a question for him. Sam,
if I may call you that. We ran into a rather astute gentleman earlier. The Gravedigger. Are you familiar with him?
No!
I see.
Yes, death is something for you mortals to consider. It's nothing that I would.
You should.
Should I?
But you've
What?
never met him?
No! I've heard good things, though.
Such as?
He does his job adequately. And is
That is a good
vaguely entertaining.
What does he do as a living?
Are you
what's
fucking
his
dumb?
job?
What do you mean, what's his job? He lives in
Okay.
a goddamn grave house. Assumedly,
Yeah,
he
what's the
digs
point of a
graves,
graveyard?
man.
Oh, Dizem, people in this part of the world bury their dead.
Why?
That's the common historical culture.
I say eat them,
You like-
right? You should be a
Yeah, see,
cannibal. It's way more efficient.
I wouldn't go like that far, but I mean, it's closer to more reasonable than just putting him in a box in the ground and never doing anything with him ever again.
It's free meat. They don't need the meat
It's
anymore.
not free.
What do you mean it's not free? They're dead.
What if someone else wants it? Then you have to battle, and battling isn't free. Cost.
Share. You living mortals
Speaking about-
thinking life is a zero-sum game.
Speaking about
Oh.
sharing, do you have a pantry?
I don't. I don't own anything here. The guest house
Nothing?
has a pantry,
Yeah, I
though.
wonder why.
Where is the pantry?
Do you need a snack?
Yes.
All this talk of food, I guess, has made him hungry. I
He
mean,
goes back to the
cannibalism.
tray with snacks and tea.
Ooh.
Here you go, fill your belly, you strange, weird tentacle man.
Thank you. I bet you guys
Glennis
wish you
is
guys were
probably
Smiths.
outside losing his mind right now.
Glenn's just screaming into the night. Just, ah!
What about Felix?
Please just
Felix
allow
is...
me. Allow me just one diplomatic incident, please, please, oh please. He spat on my honor. I want to do bad things to this man.
Would you like
Well,
to spit on him and challenge him to a duel, Felix?
He called me weak.
Well, show him. Show him you're strong. But think of what
You let
might
me arm
happen
wrestle.
if you were to lose.
I don't want to fuck up the mission.
Okay.
I mean, do you want to like arm wrestle to try to prove that like you're the real champion and I'm not as strong?
No.
I'll get a
It's
table
not
if you guys wish
shoes.
to arm wrestle for who's the strongest of you.
Ask giant strength. Let's arm wrestle.
Okay. We jump to Eluva, who skulks around the house looking for the private quarters of Sephron Malrot, who you will find sort of humming away in a strange fayish tune within her room. She is on the second story / second floor of the guest house, sort of sequestering herself, giving you all a private moment with Smiling Sam.
I think Eliva has an urge to sort of look through the keyhole and see if she can spot anything suspicious. And thinks better of that. Thinks better of spiting the honor of this young lady. And will softly knock on the door.
Yeah. You hear a questioning call in of like,
And I respond in Elvish and... My lady, I'm so sorry you don't know me, but we met each other at the meeting yesterday.
The door opens and you see that Saffron Malrot is within casual wear rather than her fancy garb she brought to officially meet with the prince. And she has a look of surprise on her face. Like, oh, you.
Yes.
You.
I was accompanying the prince. It's no wonder you don't recognize me.
Yes.
How have you been?
What?
I'm trying to think. So this person was humming a tune in Sylvan, which is of course related to Elvish,
Yeah.
but I don't speak. I will go ahead and I think. I'm going to hard cast comprehend languages here.
No.
It doesn't
she
help me.
gasps as you
Doesn't
cast a
help.
spell. Go ahead and post in the chat.
All right. And of course, this is not going to help me in talking to her, but it might help me understand her responses if I can get her to respond in a language she knows.
Yeah.
I think, and correct me if you think this is a bit of a leap, but I think that even though I might not know Sylvan, I think that I might know some old Sylvan hymns and tunes that my mother or father might have spoken to me and sang to me when I was a child. And I would like to softly sing them to her, just to, establish that, hey, we're friends.
Well, before you even get to that point, the tray drops loudly the moment a spell is cast inside this house. And Smiling Sam, being entertained by you all, immediately stops whatever he's doing and sprints away from you guys. Snefru and Dizem just watch as the tray clatters and falls. And Elva, you pull out your banjo or your lute or whatever sort of instrument you have. You cast your spell and you begin to serenade this woman in the, tune when you hear the clattering of metal. And she's just like shocked looking at you like, oh, it's magic. And you have like 4 seconds to react as you hear Smiling Sam thundering towards you as if he's a bloodhound with your scent in his nostrils.
I fucked up. But I think Elva is going to turn to the approaching heat-seeking missile. Good evening, Smile. Good evening, Sam. Is something the matter?
Assassin! He shouts, without knowing at all what spell you cast, and will drop kick you, making an attack roll.
Make an attack roll?
He's making an attack roll.
Sam's making the attack roll, yeah.
That is gonna be 17 to hit?
Yeah, that hits.
Alright. He does a total of 4 bludgeoning damage as he drops you with both his heels. It's super pathetic.
I think I'm just lying on the ground like, Sam, I thought you said I could have any one thing that I wished.
You're not allowed to kill my guests.
That's not what I wished for, Sam. I wish to speak with your guest.
I assume Snefru and at least Dizem, if not more of the party, are heading inside, chasing after the living bullet that this butler was.
Yeah.
Zephyrus' wand is ready. Where's the assassin?
You pull out.
If Yonsei were here, she'd point directly towards me.
Yeah, for sure. You feel the ghost of Yonsei directly at you.
Meanwhile, Glynis is just outside. Like, what is taking so long?
You're halfway to the.
I know he's
stables.
crazy. Just leave.
You gave us snacks and then dropped them on the floor.
Eluva, you are helped up by Smiling Sam, but he will escort you physically off the premises after you have casted magic in a guest house that is apparently protected by him. And he will chastise you if you dare to stay any longer. Like, you should not cast spells in front of people you don't know, lady. It's quite rude to have someone defenseless, nearly naked, without a way of stabbing you or counterspelling, to just cast magic in front of them. Haven't you heard that spellcasters' biggest enemy is themselves? Because all spellcasters are bullies, using their magic to lord over the honest, kind folk of the world. Get you gone, servant. Chew.
Yeah,
Eluva.
she's fucking leaving. She's not dealing with this man.
However...
Eluva,
Oh.
has this man physically attacked you?
I sort of like dust myself off. Well, yes, he has.
I sure
I don't
have!
believe that there's.
Admission
What are you
of
gonna
guilt?
do about it, punk?
Do you know who he just attacked?
You're goddamn right I do.
Mm-hmm.
Some
Sam's so
half-elf.
cool.
Wow. Just adding salt to the injury, huh?
1v1 me, bro.
You're on.
Ho, ho, ho. Do you pull out the glove, Felix?
Let's. Oh yeah, I am. Let's take that outside.
Oh, any day of the week. He states
Oh yeah.
as he
we are.
starts undoing his shirt again. As if he's about to commit seppuku. Take off your
Shut up,
shirt.
mate.
You don't need it.
No.
Come
I
here.
don't want it. It's cold.
Elva.
Fight me outside.
Yeah, he'll follow you outside. Elva, as you hear this, you just hear in clear Sylvan, like, what the fuck just happened? What is going on? Just the entire confusion of this one stranger in a madhouse world she's unfamiliar with.
I'm just throwing looks at Elu, just going. Yeah, we are going outside. Yes, we are fighting outside. just giving the signal that yes, it's gonna be occupied. The floor
Come
is
on,
yours.
let's go. Everybody out.
Oh yeah.
You've overstayed your
Can I go get
welcome.
s- Can I go pick up the snacks off the floor?
No, you mongrel. Get.
For someone who didn't want to waste food, you're wasting so much of it.
He'll start pinching your butt.
On my way out.
Just go.
This might just trigger his anger again. On my way out, I would like to subtly unlock a window.
There's no sun. You're being escorted out. Just like, yes, I tried to rob this bank. Can I unlock this window real quick? To the cop escorting you off.
While he's arguing with this man and taking his shirt off and everything, while that moment of his eyes are covered, I just unlock a nearby window.
You just flip a switch real quick and fucking get
Yeah.
out of the house.
Yep.
Alright. Felix. Everyone's outside. The ball is in your court. Glynis is 400 feet away, wondering where his fucking posse is at. Into the stables.
I mean, it,
He turns
I'll go run
around.
for-
No one's followed you at all, Glynis.
he gives the perfect
Glynis is
distraction.
not used to doing his own labor either, so he's really struggling to saddle his horse.
I mean, a fight gives a perfect distraction if someone wants to sneak in.
If it lasts long enough, sure.
Oh, it will.
I'm here with the bite. I'm watching this whole thing go down.
Yeah.
I'll go to the prince.
Let me go to Smiling
Oh,
Sam's
Snefru!
character sheet.
Thank you so much for joining me. I hope Smiling Sam won't keep the rest of you for long.
He's about to kill Felix.
Oh, what?
Eleva went to see the madam, cast a spell. I don't know. I wasn't there. Sam drop kicked her and then escorted us out and then challenged Felix's honor. And yeah, they're gonna go kill each other. You want to go
I feel
watch?
like this probably is not ideal. Let's see if we can put a stop to that.
That's probably smart.
And I guess like it took Sneferu and his small feet 400 feet into the stables and be 400 feet back. Do we get there before the cockfight of the century?
There's
or
no way.
Are we?
This is gonna be on immediately. There's gonna be no ceremony. Smiling Sam's shirt is off as Sneferu's running to you. He says, "Throw the glove!"
Ooh, let's go, Sam.
You think an elf hasn't beaten the shit out of a tiefling before?
What?
I lived during the Second Age, baby! I got 1,000 years of experience on you! You're literally
I'm sorry.
1,000 years too early to even be challenging me! Take off your shirt! Let's go!
I'm sorry, Felix. I'm just rooting for the.
You don't even have the courage to watch me kill myself. Take off your shirt. Let's go, Felix.
What is happening? I'm not. I'm taking my shirt on. I'm keeping my shirt on.
Felix takes his shirt off. How many people are stunned?
No, I'm not. I am not.
Oh, I heard you are.
That's what I'm saying.
I heard you are.
No.
I hear what I want to hear,
I feel like
Felix.
He wants to see me shirtless, and I'm not comfortable with that.
Then roll initiative, baby. I'll let you get the first in hit free.
Oh, that's a shot you're gonna regret.
Hell yeah. Alright. I'm gonna keep track of this manually rather than doing a turn order since this isn't real combat, right?
Are any spells allowed? They didn't put down any ground rules for this fight. Use for honor.
Oh, he won't be using any spells. What is his initiative? It's only +2, I think. Yeah. Okay. I roll the dice. Guys, we need a... He goes at 4. No big deal. Alright, we're going into combat music right now. Where's Rap Battle? This is a meme, but... it's not enough to bring out the banjo just yet. Where are you? Mansion. Combat. There we go. Okay, you go first.
Alright. Well, it's rapier time.
Yeah, make an attack roll. That is unfortunately not his AC. You watch as he does it. I'll give you advantage. Try again.
What?
Yeah, he's giving you the help action
I'll
to stab
give you
him.
advantage, he screams.
12 is definitely not his AC either. You watch as your sword just sort of stabs at his torso, and he, doesn't even defend himself, as you suddenly feel like... He has resistance, doesn't he? This isn't... Oh god, he's got some weird magical protection going on. Does he have mage armor on? Felix, you're running through your mind of, this naked elf, or half-naked elf, is cheating already. Because every morning he puts on mage armor, and he's about to wizard punch you in the head. He will stand his ground for one turn. Elva, are you going to try to break into the house, or are you going to watch Felix get his head hit off?
Well, I'm not breaking anything, but I am sneaking into the house, yes.
She's not breaking, she's entering. There's a difference.
Yes, exactly.
She's trespassing again. Wait, I just went and talked to you. Okay, well, he says he would let you get the first one in free, and you haven't actually attacked him yet, so he's gonna pass his turn and throw it right back to you, Felix, as it becomes your turn again.
Hold on.
Sneffer, you
I'm not
reach
gonna wait
Glynis and are
for
explaining the situation. Glynis, you see this shit go down. Swords are drawn.
Oh dear. Oh no. Bryce is gonna be.
You critically
really
hit him! Yeah, roll damage. You stab him in the chest, and it goes like a centimeter into his skin. And he looks at you. Alright, just a few more inches. Come on, Felix, stab my heart.
He looks at you and asks, "Is it in yet?"
Oh no, Felix. I might have more hit. Oh shit, we lost someone.
Oh no, I scared off Diggy.
I don't think she heard the joke.
She's in the lounge.
There we go. Diggy, you're about to watch your friend get his head hit clean off his body as he makes an attack roll against you now, Felix. What is your AC?
It is 15.
Okay. This is at a... Okay, yeah. It's 15, you said?
15.
16?
15.
15. Okay, that's what I thought I heard. You watch as his face comes right up to yours, as if he's like physically about to bite your nose off, Felix, and you're like, oh fuck. When his teeth just click at air and he gives out a weird alien hiss, like hiss. I can't do the sound. I'm sorry. But his second attack will hit you for let's find out.
300 damage.
18 points of damage of bludgeoning kind as he stabs you with his hand through your stomach, apparently.
18?
Yep. His drop kick was going easy. And rolling poorly, but...
Okay.
You okay, Felix? Would you like to submit?
No?
That would kill me.
Sam.
Well, I'm down to 7 HP.
Any more, Felix?
Yeah.
Alright, you swing. Glynis, you're running full sprint with Snefru, who just watches like a shockwave exit Felix's body.
Oh.
It's your turn, Felix.
Yeah, and I just attacked.
Oh, you just attacked and I didn't see it. Your
Yeah.
rapier swings out. Smiling Sam stares at you for his entire turn. You sure you want to keep going, bud?
I mean, it's a question of honor at this point.
You just quietly say. Alright, well. No hard feelings, I guess. You can take another attack if you want.
Okay.
Just stab me. Stab me in my neck. Try to, like, make sure it goes in this time. Get your full weight in there. Come on.
It's been a long night for my dice.
No. A 7 doesn't go through either. Right, so what damage would instantly kill you right now?
Let's see.
That is luckily not a critical hit.
32.
32 would instantly kill you?
Yeah.
Doesn't... I don't know about the instant mechanic rules, but I don't think he can instantly kill you then. He doesn't have that many damage dice. But he will roll his 2d8. As he punches you really hard with his magical unarmed strike. Doing... What's 5 plus 6? 11? 11 points of cold damage? Yeah,
And I'm
cold
down.
damage. Felix falters. Elva, you've had 24 seconds, we'll say, inside this house to snoop around. Glynis and Snefru are watching Felix fall, Dysum is right there in the front row, screaming about a steel chair or something cool. Dysum, what are you doing? You're right there, man.
I was rooting for Sam. I was really hoping he pulled through. He did. It was really cool to watch happen. I mean, the underdog turned out to be the big dog. You know, you always love to see an unexpected winner.
You are a wrestling connoisseur. Felix falters. Elva, what are you doing in the house?
I'm determined to talk to the lady of the house. I've spent the spell slot. I'm going to use the spell slot.
You won't let Felix's sacrifice go in vain. Okay, you're in the house. You look for the lady. It takes you 1 round to find the lady. She's still in her room. You rush up the stairs of the guest house. You pick up your loot. She's like, "Oh my god, are you okay? What's happening
I'm not
there?"
picking up the loot this time. Speak Sylvan. No Sylvan can't speak Sylvan. You speak Sylvan.
What are you saying?
Well, she's speaking Sylvan, so it works. I will draw. Oh, I don't know the tattoos of the man, but I think I'm going to attempt to, cause that's the only way I can identify this man without. Oh, they might know the name. Fuck, I don't have the name written in my notes. I will draw the tattoos of this man.
Dimitri.
Who is Dimitri? What is this name I'm hearing?
Okay, I will draw the tattoos and show them to her. See if she recognizes them.
Is that a giant's toe she has?
I'll nod.
Oh, you can understand me.
Impressive.
Can you tell your prince that I will happily accept his marriage proposal whenever he's ready? I understand we elves live a long time. And she completely disregards everything you're trying to tell you as she goes into negotiation mode with someone who can finally understand her. Say, I know the language barrier's a lot, but love conquers all, surely. Right? Okay, oh my god! She looks out the window. I think your friend is fucking dead!
Is there like some is there like something where, you know, even though I can't speak Sylvan, I might know like the Sylvan word for thank you or whatever?
You can just sort of
or
bow
goodbye.
And you know,
yeah,
curtsy your way out
I'll
of the
give a
seat.
curtsy and just fuck off.
You quickly fuck off. Felix, give me 1 death save. I'm sure Dysum won't let you die. Zum? Maybe? Okay. You are injured from this, like, actually wounded. There is a scar that will come after you heal. But Dysum, do you have Spare the Dying or any sort of way of healing your fallen, dying friend / comrade who you just met a week ago?
I have a lot of heal. I can heal this guy in 4 different ways.
Yeah, you want to show off? We haven't seen
great
Dysum's
question.
magic yet. It would be cool to see it in action.
You won't.
How many spells do I really want to use right now?
Well, you have a festival here in like 4 days or so, or 6 days, something like that.
I'll be fine, you're right. So I will cast Prayer of the Healing.
Ooh. Wait, Prayer of Healing? The 10-minute spell that will ensure that he has to roll
He'll be
100 times?
I can do a medical check if you need, but I'll cast a faster one if that is more.
You might die.
I'm trying to read.
You're
I
the
swear
only one
I
who
just
can
heard.
help him.
Give me one moment. I'm looking through my spell list. I swore I had more than just cure wounds. I don't know where it went.
You have healing word?
No, I'm trying to find if I have the one that does its touch. Oh no, it is. I figured it out. I have it.
Okay.
They're all so similarly worded, and it's hard to figure out which one was
That's
which.
fine.
But I
That's fair.
found it, and that's what matters.
What spell are you gonna cast on Felix?
I'll just cast good old fashioned cure wounds.
What does this look like as you channel the magic of your god into the body of Felix, a fallen, honorable warrior?
First of all, I'm gonna have to walk up to him. While I'm doing so, and be like, "You did great out there, Sam. I fully believed in you the whole time.
Why, thanks, man.
You did great out there." And I'm gonna walk over to my friend who's on the ground dying, who just got very badly injured in a fight. I'll lay my two big dragonborn hands on him, and as I start chanting in my native tongue, ethereal tentacles will spread out from my arms and start to wrap around Felix's body, starting to kind of pulsate as I'm pushing life back into his body.
Felix,
And that will do.
you feel the soothing life energy of a benevolent sea spirit as your eyes awaken, but my god, did he take a long-ass time to do this spell. I'll let you decide if you want to make another death saving throw, knowing that if you roll a 1, you're fucking dead. What would you like to do, Chad?
That's tempting.
You want to
That's
see where the
actually
dice
tempting.
lead you?
Are you a gambling man?
I don't want to ruin the campaign if I just like die like this.
I don't think you should roll like a 1 in 20 is like a low roll, but
That's
like
a 5%
why
chance. I mean,
why give yourself a chance to die on the like whim of a madman over here? Like
what does he gain if he doesn't
You're
roll
fine.
a 1?
You mean John or Sam, Greg?
John.
Which madman? Oh, okay.
Both.
Yes. I am here to torture you guys with decisions you have made. Okay? But if Felix doesn't wish to make that death save, then the healing comes in on time. He is rejuvenated a full 7 points and stares up at smiling Sam, this demon of an elf who, unarmed, converted magical cold damage into your body. And Felix, for a brief moment, what goes through you as soon as you, like, see this ancient elf from a bygone era, clearly insane, off his rocker, just sort of shrugged off your sword and beat you to death with his bare hands?
Well, two things. First, clearly I won because I blooded him first. And second of all, he clearly cheated, so the victory is obviously mine. So yeah, good duel. I hope you've learned your lesson.
I sure did! Now get the fuck off the Bronson property.
Well,
As Elva goes like through the front door back out.
Yeah. So
I
she was there the whole time.
Yeah. Eleva is just giving a look of, we learned nothing. It was all pointless. Just like a blank stare of what is this all been for?
Well, you have learned something. You have learned
Don't mess
that
with Sam.
Bronson
Sam's cool.
has a strange elf in his employ, who is clearly more powerful than his station would recommend. Now, is this due to his insanity, or some other reason you're unsure of at the moment? This murder is still unsolved. Currently, there are no leads to your knowledge, and your champion, Glynis, just got his shit rocked by an elf. If news breaks that your champion can be one-upped by a servant of a baron, oh, that's gonna look real bad for you. Hopefully that news doesn't break out. Guys, we're at the end of our session. We have technically been at the end of our session. But we're gonna kind of leave us out on this cliffhanger as John calculates experience. I'm gonna let you guys go around the table, saying if you wish to increase a point of your reputation, and if so, why. Just anyone, feel free to start.
I feel like... Go ahead, sorry.
Go
I
ahead.
feel like Elva gets ambition, for sure. So ambitious. Much ambition.
I feel like I tried my damn hardest to get things done this session. It didn't work, but I tried hard. There's also a case for potentially losing honor here for sneaking around and maybe being accidentally seen as an assassin. After all, this is not necessarily what I am, but what my reputation is.
Yeah, it didn't help.
Yeah. So I will be converting a point of honor to a point of ambition this session.
Sounds good to me.
Say Felix has honor. Maybe too much honor. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Felix did his best.
It was a
Felix is
question of
either
honor.
loyalty or honor here for certain.
And Sam did agree that Felix did win the duel.
That's true.
Yeah, but Sam's crazy.
Sam's insane.
Yeah, and I know Sam won, but I was only like the real one there for the whole fight. You guys were kind of doing your own thing.
True.
So, technically, the Prince's honor is not besmirched because his champion did indeed win the duel.
Fair.
Yes. It was never agreed upon if it was like a duel to first blood, or if it was just like a duel to the death.
You know,
I mean-
sometimes people just have to fight to clear the air.
So I'd say Felix has honor and definitely loyalty. I would not have wanted to fight Mr. Insano Pants.
Do I raise both?
You can choose whatever one to raise. If you feel like both is what you wish to do, then go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think both works.
Sneffer, Dizem, do either of you want to move a reputation point up or down?
I don't feel like I did much this session.
Oof. You rolled
No, I had a
31.
great session, John. I did roll a 31. Yeah,
That
that's
was
true.
pretty cool. Highest roll yet of campaign.
I'd put a point in servility then, if anything.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like I earned that.
I'm good. I think I just did my baseline job of make sure someone doesn't die. And I did that. Is he scarred for the rest of his life? Maybe. But I wasn't tasked with making sure he wasn't scarred for the rest of his life.
True. Okay.
What of our prince?
I'm kind of in your boat. I don't really think I did anything this session.
You got
facilitated.
bamboozled by an elf.
I did. I got aggravated by an elf and his like story of a sheriff beating halflings I still don't understand what John was trying to say.
He was
John
saying that
IRL confused Greg.
I'm doing my job then. Yeah. Rube, what was your take on what Smiling Sam was trying to communicate?
his perception of the human customs of bullies and the way they ingratiate victims to higher power he sees it as an act instead of cause and effect. We see, oh, this is a mean, nasty bully who had his way and abused these poor halfling merchants, and the sheriff, rightfully so, came in and laid punishment onto the bully and commiserated with the victims. Where Smiling Sam saw just an elaborate act where the bully goes and props up the halflings through the violence. Almost like that was the intention all along, instead of just the effect.
God. You're 100% right, and I don't know how to reward that for deciphering Smiling Sam's. Oh, I want to give you like a point of empathy.
He's explained it in plain English, and I must be an idiot because I don't understand. Like I'm too stupid. You've successfully bamboozled me.
Well, then I will take a point.
I guess I should have gotten like that degree in like English or like literature instead of.
No, it's explaining how Sam misunderstood the situation through his own perception.
Sure, it's fine. I'm just an idiot.
Stop
You're
putting
not an
yourself
idiot.
down. That's what Smiling Sam's
Stop
here to
it.
do. Guys, thank you all so much for joining us. If you have any shout-outs, please shout out now so that we can head on out.
Shout out to the chicken chaser herself. Wish she could have been here.
It's true.
Shout out to Yonsei. One session without them and we're already crumbling under the stress.
It's so true.
Already losing to understand our ability to tell what's a bit and what's a man genuinely wishing for the sweet release of death.
Holy shit. Okay. Next time we'll hopefully legitimately do this party. I like the, what do you call it? I want to call it a distraction, but the episodic investigation to keep Henrietta into the party arc or party episodes coming up. I hope everyone's enjoying themselves, no matter how we roll or what happens in this story that the dice are facilitating more so than just us. But that is it from us. God, I should probably link like the Discord so that people can like actually come hang out and like talk about the campaign. Because really, this is just going up every week, and if someone stumbles onto it, there's no way for them to follow up. Oh well. Guys, have a good night. Take care wherever you are. And as always, don't die. Woo!